All right, welcome back to the channel. And today I want to cover something that I came across on X regarding Caitlin Clark and Skip Bayless. And what he has to say really frustrates me because it's absolutely absurd. And I'm so sick of this narrative. Uh, why can't you just be a basketball fan? But let's get into it. I want us to look at it together. So let's just check it out. So what it says here is this is from this person here. Skip Bayless said that he thought Caitlin Clark is incredible, was cautious about saying it. Concerned he might come across as a red state Caucasian guy cheering for a red state Caucasian girl. And this person's statement right here is irrational Caucasian guilt prevents many Caucasian people from supporting one another. And I have to agree. I have to agree. But let's let him say it in his own words. Let's take a listen to what he has to say.
I started watching the WNBA much more closely than I ever had. And I started to think deep down in my psyche, wait a second, she's really good.
Now, you hear what he said? He said, I started watching the WNBA. She's really good. Why can't he stop there? Oh, he can't stop there because of peer pressure that's around him. He's surrounded by people that won't allow him to have an opinion. Just listen.
But I'll be the first to admit, I felt guilty saying so on TV or on social media.
And white Caucasian guilt is a problem in America. And it really irritates me. It really does, for people to be ashamed of who they are. And it's sad that you can't support someone that's like you without someone guilting you and to make you feel bad about it. You would think this guy's older than me, probably about 20 years or more. And you'd think by the time you hit this age, you're a man and not a bitch.
I did not want to look like this red state white guy cheering for this red state white girl. Our country feels split enough racially already.
Oh,
I didn't want to pour gasoline on that fire.
What makes it so you support? See, this is where this is this liberal thought process. You supporting a Caucasian girl woman playing basketball, and that's going to cause tension in the world. How? But he could freely come out and support LeBron James or whoever. It's so stupid.
Maybe I was wrong about this, but Caitlin Clark started to feel like, to me, some sort of new right-wing symbol.
Wow.
White woman dominating the game, dominated
Wow.
by black men and women for years and years. I could almost hear some people thinking, white power, baby.
Wow.
I started watching.
Wow. So let's think about this just for a moment. Every time you see a person of color go into a sport that is predominantly Caucasian, what do they say? What is the narrative? The narrative is not that this is a great person or player or whatever. It always goes to color. They always have to talk, like in NASCAR. Oh, this person of color, the first ever, the best competing in this Caucasian sport, or baseball. Look at this. Great and mighty person of color. It's every time person of color, this, and that. But Skip Bayless is your prototypical liberal piece of garbage, sounds like, that just cannot handle the peer pressure around him from the others around him that are people of color. and he also has to make sure that he says the right things to stay on the platform that he's on, that does nothing but race bait constantly. But for him to come out and say that Caitlin Clark is a great player, she's dominating and all this kind of stuff, and then to say, but I felt guilty, is an absolute joke. And I wonder, it makes listening to him say that, it makes me wonder how many people out there actually feel the way he feels, that they would actually promote Caitlin and other Caucasian players more if they weren't, if this peer pressure, this guilt that is associated with Caucasians, it just doesn't make any sense to me. How many people out there are like him that literally avoid supporting Caucasian players simply because that would make them look as racist people amongst their peers? This is a sad, sad world we live in when you can't support a person that is changing the game. Caitlin Clark has literally come out and changed women basketball. She's brought more eyes to the WNBA and also, truth be told, to college women's basketball than anyone has ever done. But because of ignorance and guilt of your own Caucasianness, it just can't, they just can't overcome that. This is a sad story. And I really don't know how you can change it except for saying at this from this point on, if you're watching this and you're one of those people, what I want you to do is just look in the mirror and say, I'm happy being who I am. And I could care less who says anything about me liking someone for whatever color they are. So anyway, so disappointing. It was so disappointing to hear that. If I know you agree with what I'm saying here. If you don't, then you're part of the problem. If you don't agree with what I'm saying here, you're part of the problem. You know, you don't see Caucasians go out there persecuting the others because they actually like someone that plays a sport. It's just stupid. It's absolutely ignorant. Anyway, I just wanted to share that with you guys today. Subscribe to the channel, leave a comment. Till next time, see ya.